Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run through of La-Mulana 2. In this episode, after we fully finish loading in, thank you, we're going to be doing a bunch of exploring in the Immortal Battlefield as we attempt to find a third Sacred Orb so that we can go and fight Kujata.
The Smiley is coming right at us. See, why do they put smiley faces on bad guys?
Well, who says that they're a bad guy? Just they are an enemy, certainly. That doesn't make them a bad guy.
I can't think of a lot of games where you could take damage from allies, except maybe in like a third-person shooter type situation.
See, Earth Spears are the king. It's going to be a while before we actually get the life sigil, but it's very important that we open that. So, ouch. This jump here is fucking annoyingly difficult because you have to specifically get yourself to mostly the edge of the previous platform and do a very precise jump to avoid the spikes there. Blech.
Climb the ladder. But watch out for the spinny top.
God damn it, we missed our jump.
The machinations of the Overlord are watching. Squid Man is coming.
Well, it's his name isn't Squid Man. His name is actually Kraken.
He does look like a Kraken.
All right. That tablet actually told us of another faction that's not actually wandering around, but it's going to be relevant a bit later. The Amonra. And yes, the Amonra are indeed our Egyptian faction. Yes, we're going to have an Egyptian faction, despite the fact that we already had an Egyptian faction in the previous game.
Right now, we got a pocket full of whimsy.
Okay, and through the wall.
Nice. See, you could tell that was a fake wall because there was a little edge of platform right in front of it.
Okay, avoid the spikes.
See, that's a beautiful thing about 2D games, and I may have mentioned this in other commentaries, is that 3D games just flood the screen with details. So it's kind of hard to tell, like, which details are actually clues as to, like, an environment piece that's hidden from you. But 2D games are different. 2D games, like, especially in this game where, like, the screen is fixed for the duration that you're in the room that you're in, that you have time and you also have a static perspective on which to examine the details to determine, wait, something is amiss here. Whoa. And that, everybody, was Lumisa's version of Link's Pegasus boots.
Except she has to actually turn them off instead of Link having the ability to just turn them on. Bleh. Alright, so we've now connected both the east and west portions of Immortal Battlefield together, and we've also gotten the totem pole. The totem pole will actually allow us to go meet up with the leader of the Lokapala, but he isn't going to want to talk to us. Anyway, here's another fight with Ratatoskr.
This fucking guy. We're going to be fighting this guy again after this, aren't we?
Yes, actually. And here is the safe zone for Ratatoskr.
No, kind of like Ustanak from Resident Evil 6, if you catch my drift. You can repel him, you can fell him, but you can't send to hell him.
Actually,
until the very end of the game.
One of the main reasons why we aren't going to be finishing the game is because we do send Ratatoskr to hell, and then we have to kill him when he's in hell. Twice.
Until
anyway,
we meet again,
a good portion of the Ratatoskr fights are actually tied to additional crystal skulls. There are 12 crystal skulls to get in the game. You will, in order to finish the game, you are required to get all 12 of them. I have to mention that getting all 12 of the crystal skulls is pretty goddamn difficult. It's not impossible. Nor is it the most difficult thing in the game. But it is something that takes quite a bit of time and effort in order to fully pin down.
Better find all 3/3 of the umbilical cord, Hunter.
I think that's a Silent Hill 1 reference, right?
No, it's Bloodborne. It's nice if that would be like if La-Mulana 2 said, "Oh, you found 1/12 of the crystal skull." Like, gee,
dude, don't.
we're getting somewhere.
Dude, don't remind me of that shit. As I mentioned off stream, I just recently reinstalled RuneScape, and one of the first technical mini quests that you've got access to involves you going into the Lumbridge Catacombs in order to piece together the Mask of Dragath Urn. It's got 5 different pieces, and each piece is tied to a specific enemy drop table. All right, so we can use the Burst Seal Healer in order to open this up. Unfortunately, because we did actually flood this area, now there's our Sacred Orb that we were looking for. We now have to wait for a while until we can actually go and use that underwater pedestal. As I'm supposed to explain, that underwater pedestal allows us to more easily access not only the lowest floor of Immortal Battlefield, but it also gives us access to another transitional room into Icefire Treetop, which we are definitely going to need eventually. Ouch.
All right, well, just tell me right now, because there's going to be a lot of details that we're going to be missing because we never finished this game. Can you swim up waterfalls?
You cannot swim up waterfalls. In fact, going on waterfalls very specifically is one of the fastest ways to descend it yourself. That said, you do have to swim through waterfalls in order to get to this fucking sigil spot.
Right, but you don't have to you don't have to make like the counterintuitive approach, like, oh, of course I could never think of that, because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, here's the thing: the only game where I know of that you're actually able to actually swim up waterfalls is Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. And the reason why that is there is specifically for mechanical reasons. Link gains the ability to swim up waterfalls specifically through a piece of equipment, and it's there specifically as shortcuts for the Mountain of the Zora. Unfortunately, we have not yet summoned the Ankh Jewel in order to go fight this particular boss, but we'll get there eventually. Hey, Phobos.
What a big mural.
Yes.
Wow.
That is going to be the boss room for boss number 4, Jormungand. We've already been spoiled that Jormungand is a boss that we got to take down, so.
Now, there's definitely a thing that you got to get used to if you're playing La-Mulana 2 for the first time, is like, okay, maybe I'm not so keen on just checking my messages every 2 minutes to see, okay, maybe a character just sent me a clue about the room that I'm in. So, the hint was, wow, that's a big mural. So of course the players are gonna be, oh, what about the mural? But what if I was late in getting that message? So then I go check my messages, and then I see, wow, what a big mural, and say, well, what the fuck is she talking about?
Well, there is a small notation on each message when you have not actually read it, and most of the messages that you receive through that method actually do have context clues in them. Like okay, specifically, Phobos mentions not only is it a large mural, but it also apparently has got one of the area guardians on it, and I think he even mentions Jormungand by name in that message. So, it's not as bad as it sounds.
It's like, okay, I get it. The stakes are high. The gods are watching. The world is about to explode. I'm late for dinner, but god damn it, what are all you people talking about?
All right. So now we have the ability. To go fight Kujata. I'm a bit low on health for this, but let's try it anyway.
Oh god, we have to beat the mini boss before we can open the treasure chest.
Well, we have to beat the area guardian. Kujata is in fact a main boss. Whee!
Holy shit! Yeah, this is definitely main boss material.
Yep.
We're going to outer space, baby.
Well, this is technically outer space as it is the Sea of Chaos, but you'll notice that Kujata is fucking giant.
Yay!
It's a cow.
Giant bosses. Is it?
Yeah, Kujata is a holy cow.
Oh my god, you're right. It is a cow. No, it's a bull.
Yes, it's a holy bull.
Holy cow! Yeah.
Now, thankfully, although Kujata does have some instances of touch damage, most of the damage you have to worry about from him specifically comes from his projectiles and his minions.
I guess these are the calves.
I mean, it's not really calves, just laser minions. Yes, as Pascal mentions here, I am not going to be showing off any of the boss's hard mode variations because I've not actually played La-Mulana 2 on hard mode, and the very little exposure that I have had with hard mode has shown me that no, I do not want to have to deal with that shit.
All right, make sure you hit him in his shoulder eyeballs.
All right, come on.
I am actually speechless with the number of science fiction elements that are tied to this undead cow that we're fighting.
Whoa. He's not undead. He's just a giant bull.
It looks like it shouldn't even be alive. I mean, he's got no skin.
He has skin. I mean, it most certainly looks like it's a muscular structure, but I promise you, it is actually skin.
And now the volcano eyeballs are starting to spew their tears of molten rock.
Well, no, the eyeballs themselves only actually have got the ring projectiles that you have to worry about. The rain of molten rocks is actually one of Kujata's natural environment attacks.
Yeah, just tap him, yes.
And that is why Earth Spears are fucking required for most of the game, because you saw that I just could not get up high enough in order to deal melee damage to him, but I could throw my Earth Spears upward. Mwah.
It takes a fucking rocket ship to tip a cow in this game.
It does. In the next episode, we will start going and attempting to explore some 3 soul doors. Be safe, everybody. We killed a space bull.
1 soul, 3 soul.